So, given the amazing promotion of this customer meeting in the customer email, it's just the three of us, which is pretty cool. So we're really recording this to share with customers. Luke, tell us about the highlights that you see are in the update that's just gone out.
So we've just released our 3.22 release, and so far it's been going well. No major dramas with the release. So really the highlights in that have been there's been several integrations here. So the main ones are really the slip digital receipts. So basically the ability to do a transaction and have the receipt either pop up immediately within their banking application or via an SMS. We've done that work with Slip. The next big highlight that we've got would be our staff check-in facility. And we integrate with three different partners there. So one is Deputy, one is Tanda, and one is Planday. And the beauty of this is basically they can actually check in and check out of their shifts within the retailer application in the point of sale screen. And then from there, you can also see what staff are actually expected to be in for that particular day or the next 7 days. So that's really exciting. The next thing that we've actually done as well is we've also done some work around Google addresses and having autocomplete addresses. So if you do any deliveries or you enter customer details in for accounts and you're going through the tedious process of like putting in the suburb and postcodes, this can autocomplete based on the text that you fill out, just like when you're on a website and filling out applications there. We also did some work around the variants. So there's been significant changes made there. We've added some really cool filtering on the individual variant types. And we've also added the ability from the point of sale screen to upsell from there. So if you bring up a particular item that's a variant product, you can touch on that item within the point of sale screen and it'll show you the related variants. So you can upsell those items directly from that screen. You can see what you've got on hand, and there's filtering in there as well. So there's some really, really cool things. There's been a total, I think, 90 other changes that have occurred in this update as well. So it's a very bulky update we have sent out.
So before we kind of look into the future, just a couple of other questions. How often are you getting to look at suggestions that are made through Software Ideas?
Look, I generally go through and have a look at suggestions at least sort of once a week and try to get those pushed through and give a response to people's suggestions. And then we review them basically to see where we can slot them into our development timeline if they meet the criteria.
And in terms of functionality enhancement suggestions, you and Gavin talk through those and kind of look at them from a commercial point of view.
Yeah, 100%, yes. Because we've basically got to evaluate them on a case-by-case basis and basically work out if it's going to, how beneficial this is going to be to our broader community. Sometimes people think this software suggestion is really, really good, but it may only target their business or a couple of businesses, whereas we've got to be a bit more broad-minded with our development time, that we try to spread that out across and we get the most users impacted by these software ideas.
And Gavin, in terms of suggestions, they're not only coming through Software Ideas, we've also got, for example, suppliers pitching ideas to us. We've got
we've got suppliers that want to make changes. We've got also got support guys that like to get changes made and sort of try and backdoor their ideas in. And then we've got, the ideas that you and I want to implement into software as well. So it's a
good example is not within Luke's team, but in one of our other development teams on the website of things. We're doing this work at the moment on integrating Retailer with Marketplacer. Now, Marketplacer is a marketplace where products can be listed. And we've got Tackle World and their group of fishing and outdoor stores very keen for that Marketplacer integration. But also we've got one of Australia's major retail landlords, shopping centre landlords. They're also keen on a Marketplacer integration. So they're keen to support retailers who are using POS software that could link to Marketplacer. So we think that's an example of something that's come to us not through software ideas, but we think it's got broad customer support.
Yeah, and that's going to utilize the web link functionality. And at this stage, I don't think there'll be any retailer-based changes. So that'll be purely delivered from a web team perspective, which is good.
And that's partly because of the work that we've done linking to Find It, which is our own marketplace platform.
Yeah, linking to Find It, linking to Shopify, Magento. We use that web link facility for a lot of stuff now, including the new image stuff, which is in this update as well, Mark.
Yeah. Now, the other thing is integrating to BigCommerce. We have that integration in trial at the moment. We're developing a BigCommerce site for a customer through our web development team.
Mm-hmm.
And that's testing the link between BigCommerce and retailer.
Correct. Yeah. So it's our first ever BigCommerce site. We've sort of going into that from a couple of reasons. One, it seems to be the sort of platform of choice for firearms retailers. They seem to be a little bit more supported on that platform than they are on Shopify, probably.
Yep.
So that's why we're going down that road with BigCommerce. So our Shopify developers are sort of taking a bit of a deep dive into BigCommerce at the moment. The good thing is that they're sort of relatively similar platforms. So yeah, that's underway at the moment.
Okay. Before you mentioned about the image upload, you're talking there about the free version of Retailer Roam.
Yes. Yep.
Which we're just sort of putting into a beta release at the moment. So there's Retailer Roam where people can sell anywhere. That's a commercial version of Roam. But then there's this free version of Roam where people using their phone will be able to scan a barcode, take a photo of an item, load it into Retailer, and then Retailer punches it across to a website.
Correct.
So pretty cool way of doing things.
Yep.
So we've just launched that to a small cohort of users to test. Once that testing goes through, we'll let people know that it's widely available and it's completely free to all retailer customers.
It is.
Yep. Okay. Luke, so in terms of, this update's out and, you've cleared that blockage and feeling pretty good. So can you give us a hint of kind of where the focus is for the next update?
Look, so we're already underway and have been quite a while on the next update. So we're halfway through our reservation of stock through the quote and invoice management. So there's a massive overhaul occurring in that space at the moment. I'd love to show you some of it, but unfortunately at this stage it's very, very much too early. It would break and not look very good. So hopefully we'll have some more updates on that soon. The other thing we're working on at the moment that's fairly substantial is some work with Linkly. And a part of that Linkly side of that Linkly FPOS solution, we'll also be looking at the way we manage surcharges back from the FPOS machines from Linkly and hopefully Tyro as well. We already currently do that for SmartPay. So we're actually looking at introducing that same functionality in the other two large competitors in the integrated FPOS market.
Anything else you would talk about in terms of kind of on the radar in the next update?
Not at this stage. It's probably what we'll, just in case things don't make the cut, we'll stick with just those at this stage.
Okay. So Gavin, let's just pivot for a moment and talk a little bit about help desk and kind of call management, I guess, if you like. We continue to encourage people to log their own calls using the facilities on the website, and also to search through the knowledge base, because we know that probably around a third of the calls that get through to the help desk are calls that the answers already exist in the knowledge base.
Yeah, and we've worked really hard on the knowledge base over the past few months to make sure all the keywords and stuff are there that people are searching for. And as part of the evolution from chat, the guys have been adding in tags on articles and so forth to make them a bit easier to find. So that is the best place to begin a support call, is to search the knowledge base first, see if it has the result in there, and then move on from there. I think the classic one, if I could get people to look at the knowledge base first, would be if you're having trouble sending email, there's a whole advice sheet there that works through the flow of troubleshooting that particular problem. So you can go from the beginning to the end, and no doubt during that process, you'll fix the issue with it not sending. So,
and the other, I guess, thing to mention is the enhanced videos that we have available for customers through the onboarding section of the website.
Yeah, so we've had one of the guys here, Michael, work on the onboarding videos. I think there's close to 50 now up there. We've got a list of about another 50 that we want to produce. So they're available in the onboarding section. The ones that relate to a specific area are also on that advice article as well. And if you search for that area, both the video and the article will pop up. But the onboarding is really great, particularly if you've got, say, if you're new to the business, or if you've got a new staff member that's starting, you can show them the section of videos that's going to be applicable to them. Say, for instance, operating point of sale, or doing invoice arrivals, and that'll give them a good basis on the training before they actually do it live and start touching your data. So,
all right. So, one more very important topic. Gavin, we're very close to AFL finals time.
Oh, yes, we are.
And your team, Carlton, is,
we're on a run.
They're in there. How nervous are you feeling?
Strangely, I'm not. The change in the last 10 weeks is extraordinary to how they were playing at the beginning of the year. I think they're going to go pretty deep into the finals. I'm not saying they're going to win the grand final or anything, but I think I don't think any team in the top 8 wants to play Carlton. Let's put it that way. So
Luke is falling asleep at this point.
He is. I have bored him from time to time with stories about Carlton's winning streak, and I do hear snores. So,
all right. So I think that's probably all we need to cover. I guess, if we could get our customers to do one thing, it would be to either use F1 from within the software when they're inside a function they don't understand. That'll take them straight to the knowledge base article, or to search the knowledge base, or to lodge their own support tickets through the website. If people do those things, that frees up help desk people to be more engaged with more complex queries.
Certainly does. That's probably the 3 key things we'd like customers to do, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Luke. What you didn't tell us was when the next update's going to come out.
How long's a piece of string? Look, hopefully it won't be too far away. We'll get this one underway. I'm heading away shortly, so obviously I don't want to do that while I'm away or just beforehand. So
you're heading overseas, aren't you?
Yeah, we're off to Singapore. So
with 2 kids.
Yeah, 2 kids. Yep, 2 3-year-olds. It'll be good.
Nice.
So,
okay. All right. Thank you very much, guys.